Coke Studio plays a huge, important role in my life.
Assalamu alaikum Pakistan, kaise hai aap log? I hope you're all well. What's going on? I hope you had a good week. How's it going? Once again, we are back with Coke Studio Season 14. We're taking another look behind the scenes with one of the magical journey videos, this time Phir Milenge. But remember, if you do end up enjoying this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to subscribe to both of the channels. The other one will be linked down in the description. And you can hit the super thanks just below if you want to show us a bit more support. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So as I'm sure you know, these are the videos where I take a bit of a back seat and they tell me just what is going on in the music videos. And also it gives me a good, a good opportunity to see what I got right. Did I pick up on anything that they were trying to put down? Did I get anything wrong? Did I get anything right? Let's find out.
Coke Studio, Season 14.
Back in the studio once again. I was gonna say, where is he? There he is. Dude, we just like I said in one of my previous videos, in season 15, we just need a song where Zulfi does everything. He's got to try and he's got to play the guitar, the harp, the drums. He's got to sing. He's got to do everything. We want to sit Zulfi. Hey, he's got the talent. Staying behind the camera though. Hey, he's not that singer either. Is there anyone in Pakistan who can't sing? Honest question.
This is the last song of the season and it's called Phir Milenge.
So that was the last one they recorded.
Boys are here. Last second. Yes, once more.
Actually, I'm writing something. I haven't finished writing, so I'm just gonna finish it up, see how it sounds. Feel achhi hai. I like, I've heard Coke Studio, always been a fan of Coke Studio. So yeah, it's a big thing for me and thoda sa nervous hu, I think.
Rap is a very mature genre, if you ask me. People think of it as शायद हो सकता है फर्क सोचते हैं. मेरे लिए बहुत mature genre because the songwriting that comes in it ना. मैं तो कहता हूँ rappers को song write करने चाहिए, बाकी melodic type वो बात कर रहे थे मुझसे. बिल्कुल.
Do you know what? That is very true. I think Zulfi was hesitant to say what he was going to say there, just because he didn't want to, he didn't want to upset anyone. But I'll say what he was probably thinking, and that's that. I think a lot of people think that rap is quite juvenile. It's quite, because obviously rap has always been, driven by the youth of that generation, typically in the West at least, anyway. Obviously, that's not to say there aren't older rappers, but the older rappers, started rapping when they were much younger. Yeah, anyway. But it's like, say, there is a sophistication that comes with rap because, obviously, rap is more pop than it's ever been, which can obviously, it can have a watering down effect on the mainstream with music at least. But rap at its core, at its founding, it was all about communicating a story or a message or a feeling, typically. So it was a brand new way of expressing yourself and what you're thinking. So and not only that, then obviously when it comes to songwriting, the structure of rap, whether it's flow, your rhyme scheme, whatever, it is like if you really want to break it down, it is incredibly complex. We've even seen Oxford professors breaking down Nas's classic Illmatic album because it warrants that kind of attention. It really, he's right. There's there is a level of sophistication with songwriting and rap that it doesn't always get credit for, because like I say, it can be written off as being quite juvenile, or along those kind of lines, you know what I mean?
Because वो depth pretty different है यार, वो straight forward बात है जो लोगों को फौरन hit करती है, समझ आती है. I am a youngster fan, you can see. उनकी journey remarkable है.
Oh, I've just noticed as well.
समझ आती है. I am a youngster fan, you can see. उनकी.
If you don't know, the top that he's wearing is in reference to a rap group called Run DMC, which they came up in the 1980s, I believe it was. I'm sure you've probably heard "Walk This Way," Run DMC and Aerosmith. That's probably the song that they're best known for. But that's what that, and then obviously that's what that T-shirt's in reference to.
Journey remarkable है. ऐसा duo मैंने नहीं देखा कभी अपनी लाइफ में. I wanted them on the season.
जैसे किस्मत हमें मिलाती, फिर हम बिछड़ भी जाते हैं कि किस्मतें ही तो काबू नहीं आती. शाम में धूप की तरह, सुबह धूप की तरह. मतलब कला जो थी ना, वो वाली लाइन काटी थी. केमिस्ट्री ऑब्वियसली वो एक दोस्त वाली ज़्यादा है, मतलब भाइयों वाली है, दोस्त वाली नहीं है, भाइयों वाली है. और वो बस नेचुरल है. वी डोंट डू एनीथिंग. आ जाती है बस. हम मिले हिप हॉप के थ्रू थे, बिकॉज देयर वाज दिस टैलेंट शो स्कूल में, और उसमें ऐसी मैंने जाके कहा कि मुझे रैप करना है, ये वो, तो तला भी वहाँ से आ गया था, बिकॉज वी वर टू ऑफ द फ्यू पीपल जो हिप हॉप सुनते थे उस टाइम पे स्कूल में. तो उसको पता लग गया कि मैं भी सुनता हूँ, और वो फिर मेरे पास आया कि यार क्या सीन है ये वो. दैट्स व्हेन इट ऑल स्टार्टेड. टैलेंट शो पे तो हम परफॉर्म नहीं कर सके थे क्योंकि इट वाज रैप, तो तैयार नहीं थी दुनिया फॉर द कंटेंट जो था उसमें.
1 2 3 4.
दिल के किसी कोने में ही याद तेरी मैंने छुपा रखी है. छुपा रखी है. भूला नहीं तू भी मुझे बातें मैंने बना रखी है. बना रखी है. समा जाते दिल में वो ऐसे, जाने को मिलते हुए कैसे, बारिश में भीगे हम बहते, समंदर के किनारे जो रहते,
Then came Abdullah Siddiqui. So he played a beat for me. पता नहीं किसी और दुनिया में ऐसा लग सकता है कि ये बीट और ये मेलोडी कहीं कंबाइन कर सकते हैं, because it's a very groovy beat. You can move like this, but the melody is flowy. But somehow when I sang over it, it just connected.
मिले दर्द बहुत, कभी तू भी मिल, दिल में रहती नहीं, जानम तू ही दिल. आज मेरा ही ना तू, इंतजार रहा मुस्तकिल, तभी है गम की शाम का फिर मोहब्बत की मुख्तसर. नजरसानी करो फिरासी, करो मेरी कला की, जाने वाले चले जाते हैं, किस्मतें ही तो काबू नहीं आती. शाम में धूप की तरह, जिस्म में रूह की तरह, गुजर दिमाग से आते ही लगातार लहू की तरह. अब खाए जाएंगे दो दीवार मुझे किसी धूप की तरह. तेरे बिना नहीं कर भी कर अकेले महसूस ये किया. मेरी कभी भूल हुई ना आज भी रही दिल में खरा. खिजा भी आई पर वक्त और दिल का बात भी रहा ना हरा. तेरा ही एतबार बाकी सारी दुनिया में भरोसा नहीं बना. तू मुझमें देखे इंसान, बाकी सारी दुनिया में दिखे बस कला. तू है मैं हूँ और गहरी खामोशी, हम दोनों ही नहीं सुनते जो कुछ भी ये कहती होगी. गली है दिल की तंग, अब तेरा उसमें आना ना हो. तेरे मोहल्ले में तेरे मेरा जाना ना हो. तू है मैं और सिर्फ फासले हैं, रात दिन मुकद्दर हो तो सिर्फ हम आपके हैं. राज़ी नहीं राज़दार भी क्या मांगते, हम खामियों पे पर्दे यहाँ लोग गम ही डालते हैं. हम सिना में रख के ख्वाब रातें जागते हैं, हम तुम्हें तुमसे बहुत बेहतर जानते हैं.
I've never felt like.
Do you know what? I'm really quite curious. Like how prevalent is rap in Pakistan? Because obviously, it's it found its, you can trace it back to late 1970s, early 1980s in New York. That is where rap really started. And since then, it's obviously it's evolved. Obviously, the scene now is. I mean, we've had the Atlanta scene, we've had the California scene. There's been all over America, and then obviously the UK has had its own iterations of rap as well, by drill, and stuff like that. Well, yeah, it's how prominent is it in Pakistan? So from the rap deliveries I've heard so far, obviously it's you can tell it's quite new, because obviously they're using quite fundamental flows, at least. Obviously the writing is incredibly sophisticated and is probably better than a lot of other writing. But yeah, you'll have to let me know, because I'm not too sure myself.
I mean, I don't know, but I've never felt like this. I don't know what to say. I actually never felt like this. Pata nahi kya hai ye?
He's really getting into this
Happy
one.
mate.
Yeah.
That I know.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, like I'm thinking we made so many versions of this song where we were trying to be intense and aggressive and like masculine, and it's just like end mein yahi hona.
Simplest. Can I say dobara kare? An amazing flow, yaar. Once more.
आज जब हम जैम कर रहे थे, it was so special, you know, seeing the reaction. तो एक थोड़ी satisfaction मिलती है कि हाँ अच्छा होगा ये, और जब ये आएगा तो लोगों को भी पसंद आएगा, क्योंकि जब हम यहाँ बजा रहे थे everybody was like, you know, vibing to it.
हमारा जो पूरा क्रू था, जो एनर्जी थी सबकी, मैं सबको देख रहा था ना, तो वो सबकी एक एनर्जी थी.
असल में वो एनर्जी जो है ना स्टन करने वाली, वो हमारे नाम में ही है.
It's got to be such a rewarding process. You know, obviously getting that call from Zulfi saying, hey, do you want to come and do something with Coke Studio? From there, like from all the time and all the hard work that goes into it, all the preparation, to then performing, having it recorded, you know, and then having obviously like that video all edited together and produced and released, it must be, and then to see like the reaction that season 14 got, it must just be the most satisfying journey to have been on. It's a great thing.
तो वो natural है, कुछ कर नहीं सकते. We will always stun you.
Got a new face, some sort of conductor.
शुरू से लेकर यहाँ तक आएंगे सर, ठीक है? Any doubt?
Now he looks like a conductor. You know, conductors never look like they're never like normal run of the mill people. You look at someone and you're like, yeah, I can tell you're a conductor. He's one of those guys. Not just any guy has a ponytail, a fedora, and some crazy beads like that. This guy conducts.
Very good, very good.
Oh, and the soul patch. Don't forget the soul patch.
ये सब ऑर्केस्ट्रा है जो इस वक्त आप लाहौर शायरिंग सैंपल देख रहे हैं, और ये लोग वो लोग हैं जो पाकिस्तान फिल्म इंडस्ट्री के मायनाज लोग हैं, जिन्होंने पीछे 50 साल 60 साल से फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में काम कर रहे हैं. पीटीवी में ये लोग काम कर रहे हैं. इन सब में सीनियर हमारे जावेद साहब हैं.
हेलो मैं कोक स्टूडियो के साथ सीजन 2 से हूँ.
अब कितने साल?
So he's been there since season 2. Well, I mean, how long ago was season 2? Like 14 years ago? Something like that. We're talking a while ago.
तो अब मैं हूँ तकरीबन को 60 का होने वाला हूँ.
50 साल हो गए जुल्फी.
50 साल.
अगर कहीं आपको वायलेंस के टोन नजर आए तो यही लोग हैं पाकिस्तान में जो बजा रहे हैं, और इनके लिए हम क्लैप करना चाहते हैं.
इनक्रेडिबल, आपने सुपर हीरोज इकट्ठे किए हैं. शुरू से हमने रखा हुआ था कि यंग स्टनर्स एंड फैसल कबाडिया.
So that's what the young stoners, obviously that's what's on his t-shirt, and that's it. So they must have listened to Run DMC at some point. So obviously that's like a nod to their famous album cover. It would usually say Run DMC there. I like it. That's a nice reference.
And it has to have an orchestra.
Zulfi's wearing
And then
the
we
t-shirt.
added the orchestra vibe and बस हो गया मैजिक. किस तरह से हो गया.
देख चुके हैं फलसफे, इतनी दिल लगी कि खुद कोई ना पढ़ सके. एक अदर तो दर बदर यूं बेखबर ही चल पड़े, याद खींचती है आगे ही ना बढ़ सके.
So that is the predominant flow right now. That is the infamous triplet flow. I mean, you could trace it back to I suppose 2012, early Migos. You know, if you go listen to something like Versace by Migos, you feel the use of the, like, if the beat is going like this, you're not, each syllable isn't hitting the beats like da 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 da. That's cool. That's very, you know, you can rap like that. It's very on beat, but as you can hear, he's hitting the triplets, which is slightly, triplets will slightly wave in and out of the quarter notes. And it gives it more of a bounce, it gives it more of a flow, and that has become huge in recent years, particularly, I mean, obviously it's somewhat rejuvenated rap, you know, and it's very easy to, or I say very easy, but melody lends itself to that delivery very nicely. And obviously rap has been seeing a lot more melody introduced into it in recent years. So it's just seen this huge explosion. And that is the delivery right now, or at least of the last 4 or 5 years.
खुली किताब करते जख्मों की नुमाइश
So Zulfi's really feeling this one then. I don't, you know, it's probably an amalgamation of, like, because I'm reading the lyrics and it's somewhat, it's probably somewhat describing Zulfi's journey through Coke Studio, because obviously this, regardless of the songs, his journey will have been quite, you know, quite substantial behind the scenes. And obviously this is the very last song, so this is the conclusion to all of that, and it's somewhat speaking to him. So, you know, I get why he's getting particularly emotional about this one, among other songs.
What you've written as well, दोनों ने जो लिखा है और जो जिस तरह express कर रहे हो यार, मतलब I just now want to hear Faisal Kabadia's voice. I swear to God. I decided that I have to write a melody for Faisal Bhai, whose voice is an iconic voice. I have never written anything for him, so I didn't know कि melody में लिख भी सकूँगा कि नहीं. Even I have heard him and his band while growing up, उनका म्यूजिक सुना, तो वो एक था कि I was working with him इस तरह से for the first time for Coke Studio, and it is the first time he's also working alone.
So this is, I remember commenting on this back when I reacted to the video itself, and this is like this blend of obviously what represents the, you know, the older side of modern Pakistani pop music, and what represents the new, sort of coming together into the one song. It's an interesting formula that you don't often see. So yeah, no, I do remember picking up on it.
I'm an old star. I'm excited to work with you guys. I'm really excited.
अभी तो हम परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, मगर जब फैसल भाई आएंगे और वो अपना ये पार्ट शुरू ही करेंगे, तो पता नहीं मैं वोकल करूँगा उधर आगे से, मैं क्या होगा उधर नर्वस ना हो जाऊँगा.
प्रेशर तो बहुत ज़्यादा है, एक्साइटमेंट उससे ज़्यादा है, क्योंकि मैंने सारी ज़िंदगी उनको सुना है. मतलब जब से हम बच्चे थे, we used to listen to his music strings में, and all through my teenage मैंने उनको सुना है.
Okay, so my oldest son is called Arman, and छोटा वाला Gibran. Okay.
Hi Arman and Gibran. This is Talha. शायद आप लोग मेरी आवाज़ पहचान गए. Talha Anjum.
This is Talha Yunus.
And just wishing you best of luck. Thank you so much for your support. और हम obviously आप मैं सुनने में आया कि आप हमें गोट कहते हैं, but हम actually एक proper गोट के साथ अब काम कर रहे हैं.
That was awesome. Thank you.
जब ये जुल्फी ने आइडिया दिया, मैं कहा यार ये तो चमके हो गए.
It was nice of him to do that. That was nice.
I'm very excited to work with them because, you know, these guys are the present. These guys are going to be the future of Pakistani music. So I'm going to learn a lot from them. मैं तो अभी इनसे थोड़ा rap भी सीखूंगा. That's the current thing.
That'll be cool actually. Again, live.
And the thing is, I've got to say as well, particularly in regards to rap, obviously rap is incredibly... Rap's two things are lyrics and rhythm. Like that is they are the foundations of rap, and funnily enough, those are also somewhat the pillars of South Asian music, particularly modern South Asian music. At least lyrics are unbelievably important because obviously they help to communicate the meaning behind a song, and I'm sure you're all aware, you know, Pakistani writers love to spend a lot of time, on the lyrics themselves and making sure they are telling a story worth hearing. And then also rhythm. So it would seem that Pakistan is perfect for, adopting the rap genre and giving us their rendition of it. So yeah.
And all in one take. यार फैसल भाई बस
more excited.
क्या कहें? I'm so sorry to put you guys through this, but I think this is something and an opportunity for us to do something crazy and something cool. Inshallah. TY, this is where you are. ठीक है? You standing over here. The camera pulls out. And यहाँ पे as soon as we're pulling out, फैसल भाई यहाँ से आ सकते हैं? As you're pulling out, you're already here.
So when first Zulfi called and he said that I want you to sing this song, I said Zulfi, मैं तो बिल्कुल भी इस वक्त interested ही नहीं हूँ कि मैं गाऊंगा for the time being, because you know we just concluded the band. You don't want to rush things. You just want to go with the flow. And right now I'm not in that frame of mind that I want to go solo. And he said, but this song जब मैं बनाया है तो मुझे सिर्फ आप ही की आवाज़ सुनाई दे रही है उसमें. इतनी वो कहते हैं ना कि मज़ेदार तरीके से जुल्फी ने मुझे कन्विंस किया. And I'm thankful to him that he actually got me out of it.
Right, so he didn't actually want to, he wasn't sure about that he wanted to perform to begin with, because obviously his band had just disbanded. And I can imagine, you know, after being in a group for so long, it must be quite a hard decision to go solo, because one, you know, there will be, you know, somewhat of a grieving process after, you know, because, you know, it's a big thing to happen for, you know, a band or a group to break up, particularly if they're incredibly successful, because their livelihoods usually are somewhat largely impacted by it. So, and then also deciding to go solo can also, I can imagine to other bandmates, it might seem like, although, you know, they might take offense to that, because it's like, I mean, obviously it's for everyone, you know, everyone should have they should be within the right to go on their own journeys, but I can imagine it might feel like it might feel offensive to another bandmate if someone decides to just run off and go solo and go by themselves, because it's like, oh, it's almost like I don't need you kind of thing. But so I can imagine why you want to be careful about how you go about that, because like I say, you're fully within your right to be solo as an artist, but yeah, you don't want to upset anyone, and I can imagine why it must be quite a difficult decision to make. But like he says, Zulfi can be quite a convincing chap apparently.
Honestly speaking, when I heard the concept, I was a bit reluctant in a way. I was scared, because you know I have never heard in my 30 years of career कि one take video and one take audio.
Yeah,
it's crazy. एक concept है maze का जहाँ पे everyone is situated. So this is a huge task.
It is. Yes.
And I was really scared initially, लेकिन अब हमने 3 rehearsals.
This is what I've been saying. This is why I was so amazed when I first started reacting to these Coke Studio things. Because I was like, oh yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, like they've done a whole bunch of takes and then they've just cut them all together to get like the perfect take. Very quickly I realized, oh no, it's just one take. That's it. That's all you get. One take. That's it. So like I said, in 30 years, he's never seen that. This is what I mean. In the entertainment industry, that's just unheard of. You don't do that. You have a few takes, chop them together, make it all look real nice. You get the best. You get the best of everything. It looks really good. No one would know. Like, that's the thing. No one would know. They don't have to do it like this. But I think this sort of one-shot take kind of is part of what is so good about it. It's organic. It's live. Anything could happen. Like, better get it right kind of thing. Everything is on the line. It's crazy.
उसके बाद तो लग रहा है कि man, we gonna nail it इंशाल्लाह.
गलती कोई गुंजाइश ही नहीं है. किसी ने भी गलती की तो फिर
एक गलती and then we have to start
from the top. पूरा एक ये प्रेशर जो है ना, एक
प्रेशर में कोयला बने डायमंड.
General concept of the track is that we are actually going through a person's journey in different parts of his life.
Okay. Because I remember does the set move around?
Hopelessness, pain, chaos.
Oh no,
but at the same time, there's always light at the end of the tunnel, and that's what we want to sort of reflect.
Okay, I don't think I picked up on that myself.
This is the person. She is the genius behind, creating this whole place.
When Zishan called me, the first thing he said was that, we only have 3-4 days and it's almost impossible. And
that's a tight deadline.
He came with a real, and I just got really excited actually, because I love this kind of stuff. Challenges are good, they're fun. I think we have about 14-15 different spaces in here. Some have wallpaper, some are painted, some are old, some are Victorian, some are industrial, some are just random.
चैलेंज यही होता है कि आपको थ्रू आउट पूरे वन टेक में लाइट सेम रखनी होती है और बैलेंस रखनी होती है. सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज यही होता है कि हमारी पूरी टेक में और हर जगह हर साइड डिफरेंट लगे और बैलेंस रहे, कि गलती नहीं हो सकती, मार्जिन ही नहीं है.
सर बेचारे
even I run into those problems just recording these videos. Like I've had I used to use like natural daylight to light these videos. But the problem is, obviously, if you're recording over a period of time, obviously the sun goes in, the sun goes out. You don't necessarily notice it when you're recording it. But then when you start to watch the video back, you're like, oh, I'm underexposed there, or like as the sun's gone in, and then maybe the sun like comes out from behind a cloud, and all of a sudden your footage is overexposed. So obviously, but when you're inside with a controlled lighting environment, it can be a little bit easier. But obviously, it doesn't matter how big or small the production is, light is always the most important thing when it comes to video.
Non-stop 3 दिनों से लाइटिंग कर रहे हैं सर. कितनी लाइटें जो इस्तेमाल होंगी यहाँ पे, ये तकरीबन कितने सेटों में है अगर नॉर्मल करें आप?
12-18 सेट तो कर लेते हैं.
नहीं खुदा के लिए क्या करें?
नहीं सही है, 12-18 सेट कर.
ये लाइटें सब 12-18 सेटों की लाइटें हमने इस्तेमाल की है. वैसे तो लगता नहीं है. It doesn't
लगता. यहाँ पे आप वीडियो में देखें.
7 पीछे 3 साइड में 5, 7, 6.
I have been thinking about it for the last 2 days and just thinking कि how just एक thought start होती है और वो अकेले में ही आती है आपको. मतलब even यही thought के यार हर गाने की वीडियो अलग होनी चाहिए. Then you see hundreds of people here because of that little thought that happened months ago.
I'm also interested to know that what's the gap between so these magical journeys videos are structured quite the same. Like you start off in the studio, half of the video is sort of in the studio, the second half is like how it goes down on set. But I wonder what the time difference is between those two events. Like, is it the next day? Is it the next week? Is it a couple of months down the line? It could be even longer than that. I don't know. I wonder I would imagine it's sooner rather than later. I would imagine if you're rehearsing, you'd want to, sort of getting everyone together, you'd want to get that, if you're rehearsing it, you'd want to get it recorded as soon as possible, so while it's fresh in people's memories. But I don't know.
यंगस्टर की तो उनकी ऑलरेडी वाइब बड़ी उन बॉयज की बहुत हिप्पी और बहुत गैंगस्टर टाइप, और मुझे इस तरह के लोग काफी पसंद है. टर्टल नेक, लॉन्ग कोट, इस तरह की वाइब मेरे जहन में थी, तो हमने उसी तरह की वाइब डिजाइन की जो कि हमारे सेट के साथ भी बहुत ज्यादा जेल आपको होती नजर आती है. फैसल कबाड़िया को अगर आप देखें तो जाहिर सी बात है 25-30 सालों से आप देखते आ रहे हैं और ये मुझे उनकी लेगेसी को देखते हुए उनकी लुक डिज़ाइन करनी थी। उनकी स्टाइलिंग के लिए स्वेट जैकेट और इस तरह का उनका अटायर बनाया है कि वो थोड़ा सा रॉक स्टार भी हो बट रॉक स्टार लगे भी ना, एक नेचुरल वाइब आनी।
Obviously, with them being, yeah, you want to leave it more understated because you know that is, yeah, I see that.
Interestingly, when Coke Studio started in 2008, season 1 strings.
So season 1 was 2008. Damn, how long ago is that now? That's 14 years ago.
Were artists in the first ever Coke Studio. Season 7, we wore a different hat and we became producers. And season 14, वो कहते हैं कि आपको पता नहीं होता कहाँ तकदीर किस्मत जाती है. Now I am actually going to have my first solo song with Coke Studio again. So Coke Studio plays a huge important role in my life.
Good job.
So that's it. That's the end of season 14.
मैं जब कल आया था रिहर्सल पे मुझे लग रहा था कि ये कैसे होगा. And I had my doubts, to be very honest.
बना रहे हैं. Literally, this was a fraction of a second we made it. लेकिन वो आ गया था टाइम. आ गया था fraction of a second.
इससे बड़ा स्टेज अब तक हमने नहीं, we haven't played on such a big stage. When we were kids, तो हम तो मतलब वही अनरियल सी एक बात लगती थी कि we'll be doing Coke Studio, but
वो जो हिप हॉप जॉनरा मेन स्ट्रीम हो रहा है ना इससे, वो एक बहुत जो है ना बड़ा एक इम्पैक्ट लेके आएगा जो मुझे लगता है इंडस्ट्री में.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap.
That's it. That's the end. It's the very end of season 14.
Young Gunners and Faisal Kavadia.
It seems magic, and I hope this magic shows to लोग देख सकें इस magic को,
100%.
because it was definitely a magic down there.
कहानी कहाँ ख़त्म होती है.
Hopefully not. Season 15.
फिर मिलेंगे कभी अजनबी की तरह, इस आस ने दिल में सुबह रखी है.
Go through all the different sets. Good times. That was the best set. That was 100% the best set. What a song. Go. That's gonna. That was the very beginning of my journey with Coke Studio season 14, and what a way to start. That is still to this day. That is still, my favorite song. I think it's because it is my favorite. And obviously, I don't know if I've said this before, but I'm a big Atif Aslam fan. Don't tell anyone though. But it's I get, whenever I see that pop up on my YouTube, I get so happy, and it's so good to see it. Obviously, I was a big fan of Pasori as well. I did really like Pasori as well. It was good. Oh, there's so many good songs. It's hard to say. There we go. So that was what was the end of season 14 for all of the people working on it, including Zulfi. I'm sure that must have been quite an emotional last day on set. Obviously, it's the conclusion to an enormous amount of work, and what is probably, the most successful body of work musically on YouTube from you know, I mean, dare I say, like, you know, well, not maybe just South Asia in general. I want to say, like, obviously in Pakistan, but like, it's an insane body of work, and something that, like, definitely got the attention it deserved, and possibly deserves a little bit more, particularly over this side of the pond, at least. But obviously, that was the end for them. But honestly, it just makes me more excited for season 15, because Coke Studio it's just been going like this. It's going up and up and up and up. So surely season 15, it only gets bigger. It only gets better. Are you looking forward to it? You'll have to let me know. Did you like the video? Let me know if you did. Make sure to like and subscribe. And don't forget, we've got another video coming out very soon, so make sure you stick around for that. But until then, guys, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you real soon. Allah Hafiz. See you guys.